Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA, episode 472. I am Brendan, UFC Fight Night Emmett versus Murphy. Prelims is going to be Belbita versus Dione Barbosa. Damn it. I thought I was going to have that one, and I didn't get it. Dang it. Anyway, we're going to break down all these fights, go through them round by round. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. That way you know the next video is coming out, and I'd really appreciate it. No more intro. Let's just start talking about fights, shall we? Okay. Belbita shouldn't be in the UFC, right? I haven't seen anything from her that says that she has the skill to be a UFC fighter. Yeah. Okay. Since she's been in the UFC, she's had a win over Hannah Goldie and Maria Oliveira. Both decisions, but okay, fine. But she's lost to Molly McCann, Liana Jujua, Gloria De Paula, Karolina Kovacevic, Molly McCann again, and now Dione Barbosa. So, I don't know. Barbosa with the stronger strikes to start because she actually throws them how they're supposed to be thrown, right? Belbita, she pushes her strikes out there. She doesn't throw them properly. Belbita just throwing hooks. And as Barbosa moves in, trying and going at her legs too, a little bit of leg kicking in there. Belbita is countering better as the round is going on and landing with the overhand right, as Barbosa still landing hard with that right hand in the 1-2. And then Barbosa gets the easy takedown along the fence, gets him out, and getting the arm triangle finish. So clearly, I just didn't see how Belbita was going to win this round. She was down on the strikes 27-20. She wasn't doing more damage. She's not a better grappler. I didn't see a path to victory for her, and far be it for me to tell someone that you do or don't deserve to be in the UFC, but I think the reason is pretty obvious as to why she's in there, and that's her Instagram followers. That'd be my guess. Rhys McKee taking on Daniel Frunza. Tall dude. Frunza going with those, a lot of low kicks, looking to catch McKee on the way in. McKee landing a nasty jab, opening up with those hands and that lead kicks. McKee is getting tagged when they open up, right? And then McKee knocks him down with a left hand as he's getting tagged. McKee knocks him down again with a right hand, and now Frunza's still in it. Could be dangerous for McKee as McKee starts to get a little bit tired, a little more sloppy. It starts to get more sloppy with McKee staggering him. Then in tight, both guys swinging big and missing. Frunza catching a second wind, biting down on the mouthpiece and swinging, and he's just tough as shit. I wouldn't give this a 10-8 round. And look at the striking numbers, 43-43. There's a good reason I didn't. But as far as like who won it, it was clearly McKee. He knocked him down twice, and he did way more damage. And then in between rounds, the eye being closed wasn't the problem. There was like he busted up his Frunza's right eye pretty bad, but then there was this giant split, kind of like Robbie Lawler's split when he fought Rory McDonald for the title. Looking at the scorecards here, Ben Cartledge and Tony Weeks gave Rhys McKee a 10-8. They're not paying attention. No, Frunza did plenty of damage. Yeah, he got knocked down twice, but it wasn't okay. All right, we're not going into this. These two dingalings don't know what they're looking for. Don't care. Relatively fun fight while it lasted. Wish that one went the distance. Not for their safety, just for my entertainment. Loma Lookboonmee taking on Istela Nunes. Really looking for Lookboonmee to open up and use that striking a little bit more effectively, kind of start to get some finishes. She didn't get one here, but she did open up at points, but kind of defaulted back to like something that she's developed relatively recently, which is her grappling. She kicks really fast when both women go. When on the feet when they're both going, it looks to favor Lookboonmee in space, and they're mostly trading kicks. Lookboonmee goes for that takedown, ends up on bottom, and I think that lost her this first round. I had her winning this first round, but she did get outstruck eventually 22-15, and she was held down on the ground for over a minute, so that's not a good look. But Lookboonmee in the second round continues her strategy of landing to the body or high kicks, so she throws these kicks out there, and then immediately, even before her foot lands, she's just coming in with the 1-2 or the hooks up top, and it's really cool strategy. I nothing landed super flush, but it was throwing Nunes off and not allowing her to set up. And then all those leg lock, in the clinch, sorry, both women having some success, but Nunes looks a little bit stronger. But then Lookboonmee gets the hip toss, gets stuck in a leg lock defense for the rest of the round. The thing is, those leg lock attempts were nothing, right? They were nothing. And the damage went to Lookboonmee. She outstruck her 10-7. She hit her on the ground a little bit. Lookboonmee for total strikes, 23-14. It's just, it says Istela Nunes had more control time at 1:34. I don't think that control time on the ground should count. I guess so. I guess it should count, but it's definitely not a submission attempt. You can see there is no legit submission attempts for her. So I gave this round to Lookboonmee. I had it 19-19. Going into the third round, Nunes finally landing the right hand clean, but but not backing up. So what? Oh my God, what an idiot. Let's try this again. Nunes finally lands that right hand clean, but Lookboonmee not backing up and keeping that output really high. Lookboonmee gets the takedown. Nothing is happening for a bit, and then the referee decides he's bored and stands them up. I thought enough was going on that he would let it go, but Chris Tognoni got an itchy trigger finger. They get back up, and then immediately Lookboonmee tosses her again. It should be her fight. 7-7 for striking numbers, tons of control time for her. Clearly her fight, in my opinion. Nunes looked really upset. She's like, what? How? Huh? Okay. I don't know if she's acting or if she really thought that she was dominating that fight, but you can't spend, maybe she thought because she had those she had those leg lock attempts that was going to carry her, but Eric Colon gave all 3 rounds to Lookboonmee. Sal D'Amato and Chris Lieben gave that second round to Nunes, which is correct. Wait, what? No. The first round should have went to Nunes, not the second round. Okay, I mean, whatever. It's relatively close. I don't want to harp on it. I'd have to go back and look. I just don't care enough about this fight to tell you whether or not I think those are really good scorecards or really bad ones. I don't want to get into a rant right now. I really don't. This fight night kind of got me bored. All right, Victor Henry taking on Pedro Falcao. Jabs from Falcao and low kicks as he's taking the center. Henry staying light on his feet, looking to avoid the big shots and the takedown. And Henry takes him down, plays the one-up, one-down game where Falcao's on his back, just sitting with his legs up in the air, and Henry kicks him multiple times. This happened a few times in the fight. Falcao just sat there. Horrible look. I hate that. I hate that the referee lets them do that. If you're not going to engage, you have to be kicking nonstop. I don't know. I hate that shit. The Falcao with a great leg kick, and then Henry again slipping, coming over the top with a big right hand, putting him down. He's slipping shots and landing with that right hand multiple times. Falcao still pressing forward, loading up and trying to land with some heavy hooks, trying to get this round back and only finding success to the body sometimes. Henry defends the takedown again, slipping some of those shots, checking kicks now, and a huge round for Henry, looking great, 10-9. Falcao still looks really dangerous. Looking at the striking numbers here, Henry outstruck him 22-20. As far as control time, it was Henry with 1:38 of control time. In my opinion, I don't see how you give that to Falcao. Second round, Falcao with those hard low kicks adding up. Henry's kind of ginger on that lead leg. It looks like it might hit that nerve where it gives you that drop foot. He played it. He woke it back up and was able to stay light on it enough, and Falcao didn't take advantage of it. So Henry worked his way back into the fight. Falcao able to finally get the takedown, but then back up and then he gets a slam, but then Henry rotates and then ends up on top himself. Falcao wants the takedown again, but again can't hold him down, ends up on bottom, and then they get back up yet again. Henry just not allowing him to control him on the ground. He's landing the better shots down the stretch and putting him over the top in damage, in my opinion. If you look at the striking numbers here, 24-23 in favor of Falcao, but Henry landed the better strikes in this round, in my opinion. Looking at where all those strikes came from in round 2, the shots to the body were really nice. Maybe you could give this to Falcao, I understand, but I I think Henry also won this round. Last round here, Henry foot sweeps him. Falcao goes to the takedown again, and then Henry gets on top yet again. Both guys a little tired, but Henry much more active, able to keep the pressure up, landing really well with the hooks. Right hands, then like he lands that lead left hook and then the big right hand, defending the takedowns, landing more damage. And this is Henry's fight. I will have it no other way. He outstruck him 28-13. Looking at the scorecards here, all three judges had the same way, giving that second round to Falcao. I understand that. When I was watching it live, I was leaning towards the damage that Henry was doing, but I understand why they would give it to Falcao. I might have been a little off on some of these fights. I'm not above saying that. I don't know. Some of this night just had me down. Martin Buday taking Uran Satybaldiev. Satybaldiev. Yep, Satybaldiev. Satybaldiev looks relatively lean for this division and moves pretty well. It's also because he's not a heavyweight, right? He stepped up on short notice. He shouldn't have been in this fight at heavyweight. He's 60 pounds lighter when they walked into the cage. He's 225 and Buday weighs 285. It's ridiculous. Dominic Cruz wouldn't shut up about it, but he's right. He's right to talk about it. Right, and Buday is able to Buday with the sloppy pressure, Satybaldiev cleaner 1-2s, and he's pressing forward more often, forcing Buday to fight off the fence. Buday is able to land a little bit as he presses forward, but nothing is jumping off the screen. Close round with both guys controlling for a bit and landing damage about the same. And I would lean towards Buday in this round, but not by a lot. And looking at the striking numbers here, 17-14, relatively close. I had this one for Buday 10-9. Second round, Satybaldiev looks good with his straight 1-2s and a lot being blocked. But if he were to extend these combinations, I could see him getting a really nice, clean shot in there. He just wasn't able to do it in this round. Buday is not throwing much through the first half of this round. He's falling behind on the output. And then Satybaldiev is wearing the damage. He starts wearing the damage a lot worse, bleeding from the nose. The stuff that's landing from Buday, he's landing in the clinch. He's trying... He tries a bit more as the round ends, and he started to pick things up about halfway through the round and really start to outstrike him 28-12 in the end of that round. I have Buday winning that second round too. Still close, but not as close as the first one. Satybaldiev starts this last round very strong, just like he started the first two rounds strong, and then he starts to fade down the stretch. But this time there was a big difference. A big right hand in space from Satybaldiev shakes Buday. This is what he needed in the first two rounds. Just one of those shots in that first round would have swung the damage in his favor, in my opinion. Maybe in that second round, it could have done that too, but in that first round for sure. Buday closes the distance on strikes as this round goes on, and in fact outstrikes him 13-10. So he outstruck him in every single round, but the damage should go to Satybaldiev in this last round. Looking at the scorecards here, Eric Cole and David Letheby and Tony Weeks all had it the right way. Good for you. Not a ton of grappling, so it's easier for them to score. Well, you would think that, but... All right. Oh, yeah, this is why I was down. This night started out with a stinker, and then it just continued to go that way. Vanessa Demopoulos versus Talita Alencar. Good grief. You're figuring 12 minutes and 38 seconds of control time. It's pretty much all I need to say. We'll talk about it, but... Great 1-2 from Demopoulos, landing hard with that right hand, and Alencar working in the clinch, wants to get to the ground as she grabs the fence a little bit. Nice little fence grab there to get some control. Alencar uses that front headlock to snap her down, gets on top, and Alencar stays in control, landing a little bit of ground and pound, lots of control. 4 minutes and 25 seconds, clearly her round, outstruck her 9-4. Second round, Demopoulos winding up, staying really far out of range, scared of the grappling, and then Alencar gets a single leg, gets on top, and that's the rest of the round. What is it? 3 minutes and 43 seconds of control time, 11-6 for striking numbers. Last round here, 30-27. Sorry. There's no way. What just happened? Oh my goodness, my screen just shut off. Well, we're right at the end of the video, and hopefully nothing changed here, so this should all be good. Yikes. All right. Anyway, it was 30-27. There's a lot of, this is a boring fight. This whole like this set me up for a boring card, and like it fit the part as the card went on. So I appreciate y'all for stopping by. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. That way the next video is coming out. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Love y'all. Peace.